She seemed like the perfect wife and mother, beautiful, fun, and committed to her family. But something changed.
Lori, where are your kids? How come you're not telling anybody where your kids are?
Now charged with murdering her 2 children.
Lori and Chad Daybell were indicted on 2 counts of conspiracy to commit first-degree murder and grand theft by deception for the deaths of Tylee Ryan and J.J. Vallow.
What could have driven a dedicated mother to kill her own children? A horrifying tragedy. Lori Vallow Daybell is accused of murdering her 2 children, 16-year-old Tylee and 7-year-old JJ. By all accounts, she was a good mother. That is, until she met Chad Daybell.
What we have gathered was that Chad had this belief that some people who were on this earth weren't really the people they were supposed to be. They were zombies. And the only way to release their spirits was to kill the bodies. And if that's not disturbing enough, Lori started referring to her children as zombies.
Not only was Lori saying that her children were zombies, she also believed 4th husband Charles Vallow was a zombie. Charles was so concerned, he called the police.
What did she say yesterday?
She said, "You're not Charles. I don't know who you are, what you did with Charles."
Okay. So what makes her a danger to herself and to others?
She threatened me, murder me, kill me.
She threatened to murder you?
Yes.
After receiving threats from Lori, he changed the beneficiary of his will in late 2019 from Lori to his sister Kay Woodcock, JJ's biological grandmother. And after 13 years of marriage, Charles filed for divorce. He had good reason to be in fear.
She's like, she's scared the crap out of her.
Where is your emergency?
July 11th, 2019.
You need police or paramedic?
Both.
Chandler police respond to a 911 call.
I got in a fight with my brother-in-law and I shot him in self-defense.
A man named Alex Cox says he just shot his brother-in-law.
Yeah, there's blood. He's not moving.
When police arrive on scene,
Who else is in the house?
Alex comes out with his hands up and is told to sit on the curb.
I'm going to have you have a seat right here.
Inside, Charles Vallow lies on the floor of the living room with a gunshot wound to the chest. Alex tells police it was a family dispute.
There was a scuffle earlier with my sister and my niece.
He states that he was staying at his sister Lori's rental house. 5 people are in the house that morning. Alex, Lori, Charles, Lori and Charles' adopted son JJ, who was 7, and Lori's daughter Tylee, who was 16.
An argument started between Lori and Charles. Alex, who is staying there, comes out of his room. Tylee comes out of the room. There's an argument with Tylee. Alex claims that Charles hit him in the head with a bat. Alex goes back into his room, gets a gun, comes out and says that Charles came at him, and he shoots Charles.
The Chandler police initially decide that the killing was justified. After the shooting, Lori, Alex, Tylee, and JJ decide to leave town. At the end of August 2019, they packed up and moved to Rexburg, Idaho.
Rexburg is a very small, tight-knit town. It's a community where everyone attends the same church. Everyone is connected in some way.
It seems like the perfect place to start over. But something unexpected happened shortly after the group arrived in town. After just 1 week, Tylee disappears. 2 weeks later, JJ disappears. In the small town of Rexburg, no one seems to notice, but there are people that voice their concerns.
All we want is to know where those kids are. That's it.
Larry and Kay Woodcock are JJ Vallow's biological grandparents and haven't seen or heard from their grandchildren in a month. Kay is Charles Vallow's sister. She had been suspicious of what happened to Charles and now had her questions about their grandchildren.
She was a good mama. She was a great mama. But about 2.5, 3 years ago, I saw a change in her. And I told Kay, I said, there's something going on.
And she became a monster, just a monster.
That thing that happened to her was now her new love interest, Chad Daybell, the Doomsday book author and self-proclaimed prophet. But Chad and Lori have a problem. Chad is married to Tammy Daybell. She dies mysteriously in her sleep on October 19th, 2019. 2 weeks later, with Charles Vallow and Tammy Daybell out of the way, the two get married in Hawaii. Around that time, the Woodcocks hired a private investigator to find the kids.
So we started looking for the kids and didn't see them. And at that point is when Kay Woodcock contacted the Rexburg police and asked for a welfare check. And it was that welfare check that changed everything.
Lori, I'm Lieutenant Ball of the Police Department. How are you? You got a minute? So JJ would be where?
He's in Arizona.
Who's he with in Arizona?
He's with one of my friends in Arizona. We moved up here in September. My daughter to go to BYUI.
Your daughter goes to BYUI?
Yeah.
Does she live here?
Mm-hmm.
We had two detectives over here trying to...
Looking for you a little while ago.
Oh, because I was at the store.
And they ran into probably one of your brothers.
My brother and his friend, probably.
Oh,
He's
who's
been
that?
moving. Chad.
Chad from around here?
Mm-hmm.
Chad, the Daybell? Mm-hmm. Did his wife pass away recently?
Lori Vallow Daybell just lied to the police. JJ was not in Arizona. Ty Lee was not at BYU. And Chad Daybell was not her brother's friend.
The whole thing blew up at the point when Lori Vallow lied to the Rexburg police that day.
When police returned to Lori's home, she's gone. At this point in time, the Rexburg police go public about JJ and Ty Lee.
They're good kids. They don't deserve this.
Now, not only are the kids missing, but so are Chad and Lori. Another unexpected twist occurs involving Lori's brother Alex Cox, the only other person who may have information about the death of Charles Vallow and the missing children.
What is your emergency?
I have a older male here named Alex. He just passed out here on my bathroom.
Alex collapses at his home and dies in December of 2019.
Alex has always been this kind of mystery to me. My overarching question on all of this is why? And why Alex? Why was Alex so involved in protecting Lori to the extent he did, to the point of committing crimes?
With the media attention intensifying, things are about to catch up with Chad and Lori.
Lori and Chad just seem to be vacationing on a beach while everyone else is trying to find JJ and Ty Lee. And they're not answering any questions.
The couple had managed to maintain a low profile, but word had spread to the local community about who they are. Nobody has seen JJ and Ty Lee anywhere.
Why have you guys been in Hawaii for so long?
We knocked on their door, they didn't answer, but we could tell that the lights were on in the condo. But by that point, the neighbors were telling us, yeah, we actually haven't seen them in a couple days now.
It's a totally bizarre story, and I just hope they find those children.
But their time is running out.
Search warrant for you guys.
Police execute a search warrant looking for any evidence that their children are in Hawaii. Back in Rexburg, Kay and Larry Woodcock convince a judge to order Lori to produce the children, or at least prove they are okay.
This comes to a head at the end of February. Lori and Chad are in Hawaii, and they're living like two teenagers on the run, enjoying every day at the beach. And then that comes to an end. Lori is taken into custody and put in jail in Hawaii because she failed to produce the kids as she was supposed to.
Lori is extradited back to Idaho to face charges of ignoring a court order and child abandonment.
Welcome back, Lori.
I see the SUV with Lori coming toward me, and it just stops right in front of me.
Lori, where are your kids? How come you're not telling anybody where your kids are?
And she looked over at me, and then she just slowly looked away and covered her face.
Outside the courthouse is a circus. People are amassing together with signs and t-shirts in support of Tylee and JJ.
We're just here for Tylee and JJ. We want to know where they're at, and we're hoping that they're alive and well.
For 3 long months, nothing happens in the case, and the children remain missing. Then, on the morning of June 9th, 2020, investigators converge on Chad Daybell's property.
According to the prosecution, Alex Cox's cell phone data placed him here for 2 hours the day after Tylee Ryan was last seen. Authorities later discovered her remains in the same spot.
Tylee's badly burned remains were discovered in an area the Daybell family had once used as a pet cemetery. Alex's cell phone also pinged in another section of the property, about 50 yards away from Tylee's body, under a tree. Investigators started digging. They went through a layer of rocks, wooden planks, and a layer of black plastic.
One of the crime scene investigators cut a hole in the top of this plastic, and beneath the black plastic was some white plastic, like plastic bag. And they cut through that.
That's when we were able to see what appeared to be brown human hair sticking out from the white plastic.
It was JJ, still dressed in his red pajamas and covered from head to toe in duct tape. Prosecutors alleged the way in which the children's bodies were found aligned with Chad and Lori's beliefs of demons and zombies.
Zulema testifies that if they're trying to cast a demon or a zombie out of somebody, there's 2 minutes after the casting where another demon can enter that person. And the only way to prevent that is to burn the person or bind them.
Despite the talk of demons and zombies, prosecutors say Lori's motive is much more straightforward.
Tylee had already lost her father, and she received Social Security benefits because of that. Tylee had money. Lori wanted it. Tylee's gone. JJ also was entitled to Social Security benefits. The defendant didn't want to have to take care of JJ anymore. She wanted the money. JJ's gone.
The prosecution's case was mostly circumstantial, but DNA matching Tylee was found on a shovel and a pickaxe on the Daybell property. A forensic specialist also testified that they had found a finger and palm print belonging to Alex Cox on one of the black plastic bags that covered JJ.
Investigators also found one strand of hair that was stuck in the tape that was around the bag. DNA showed that that hair belonged to Lori Vallow. That's significant because that's really the only physical evidence they have that ties Lori to JJ at the time of his death.
After 60 witnesses and 4 weeks of testimony, the prosecution rested its case. The defense chose not to call any witnesses.
Your Honor, after consultation with my client, we don't believe the state has proven its case, so the defense rests.
During closing arguments, the defense painted Lori as a devoted mother incapable of harming her children, and shifted the blame to Chad Daybell and Alex Cox. When the case went to the jury, they deliberated for 7 hours over the course of 2 days before coming back with a verdict.
The defendant would please rise.
In regards to count 2 of the amended indictment, is Lori Noreen Vallow not guilty or guilty of first-degree murder of Tylee Ryan? Answer, guilty. In regards to count 4, the amended indictment, is Lori Noreen Vallow not guilty or guilty of first-degree murder of Joshua Jackson Vallow? Answer, guilty. In regards to count 5 of the amended indictment, is Lori Noreen Vallow not guilty or guilty of conspiracy to commit first-degree murder of Tammy Daybell? Answer, guilty.
Lori Vallow Daybell is found guilty on all counts. She will be sentenced at a later date. Chad Daybell has been charged with the murder of his wife, Tammy Daybell. She died shortly after the children disappeared. After investigators put all the pieces together, they had Tammy's body exhumed. Her autopsy results were not revealed, but the charges spoke for themselves. Chad was also indicted for insurance fraud after increasing her insurance policy right before her death. As of June 2023, he has yet to stand trial. After hearing what the trial and testimony revealed, it appears greed is what turned Lori Vallow Daybell into the Doomsday Mom.